Okay, what I am doing is a little tutorial here on our Zoom website for Expect a Miracle and to be able to help us host. So to become a host or come in, you sign in here, but before you do that, you should click Resources and download Zoom Client to make sure you have the latest version. So Zoom Client for meetings, download here. I would recommend doing this, and it's always easier to try and host on a laptop or a PC. So what you do is click on Sign In rather than Join a Meeting. The ID for our meeting is EAM 6 p.m. at gmail.com. And then the password is AA's birthday. I'm not going to put it in the video. So that brings us into the account. And as you come into the account, and you can go in later and play around, but you'll see the meetings that's set up. So here's our 6 p.m. meeting. And what happens when you click on Start, if you see Start there, that means you're the first one in and you're starting it. And because you're starting it, you are the actual host. So I click on Start, Open Zoom Meeting, and it starts to bring me in. And there I am. And then, as you know, to change names and everything, you click on Participants, and you go up there and rename. It's going to be GOB. I'm going to put Host. Okay, so it shows me as the host there in Participants. So I'm on there as the host. Okay, there I am. Now, someone else might be joining the meeting. Let me show you what happens when someone else comes in. And what'll happen is that you'll get a request to open the meeting. It'll click up, see? GB entered the waiting room. Now, I could click here and admit GB, or I could have participants open and go up here and hit admit there. So there's two ways to admit GB to the waiting room. So there's GB coming on, and he's going to join with computer audio. I'm hoping I won't get any feedback. So there's GB out there, and let me put his video on, and there you can see GB in the room. And then so he's out there, and with GB in the room, Greg B, if you go over and you click here, it gives you some choices. You can make GB a co-host. And so if you click on that, you want to make Greg B a co-host. Yes. So that you use the co-host whenever you want to share that role and have other people, allow people in. Maybe the chair of the meeting is going to be the co-host. So those are just some really important things to know. Some other things, if you look on that, you could stop his video. If you want to individually chat with him, you click on that. You can rename, you can remove co-host permissions, etc. So now you'll see we've admitted another Gregory Bruce, and if you go to him, you can see different things you can do. You can stop his video, you can ask him to unmute, You can rename him. You can put him in a waiting room. You can remove him from the meeting. Couple things to run through. Security, if you're hosting. All right, what these buttons mean is people are allowed to chat. They're allowed to rename themselves. They're allowed to unmute themselves, and they can bring the video up. What would happen if we have a breach is you could click all these off, and what would happen in there is people in the meeting wouldn't be able to do all of those things. And so in any meeting, you can click or unclick these items. Also important to note, if we do get a breach, you can just click suspend participant activities. So those are the important things to know about when we're in this mode. I think that's the most important thing to talk about. Finally, the other thing to think about then when you start the meeting, in our meeting we generally bring stuff up to see. So what we do is we hit screen share. And screen shares shows you all of the things that could be brought up. Now you will see that I opened a Word document. And here it is, meeting format. So to bring that up on the screen for everyone to see, I have to click on it. Then I have to hit share. And there it is. And you will notice that the people in the meeting turn up on the side. I don't know how many people know this, but you can move this around. Some people say they have trouble reading the screen because of this. You can also limit it to one person, or you can click it and just have that little box up there. And then there's the screen. So, we can read down through this. The other important thing to remember is the stop share. Boom. Now we're back to where we are now with the 3 people. So again, I think these are the real basics. Then when we come to the end of the meeting, okay, this is me. Let's say I want to leave, but the other two people are talking. I could hit leave meeting, and I could make Greg Bruce, who I made co-host, the new host. So I am going to go, and I am going to assign and leave. Boom. So I've left. But the meeting is still going on. As you can see, well, you can't see, but the meeting is still going on. So, and that's up on the computer. And so I will. So the meeting is still going on, and I want to get back in it. So I go to the Zoom login, and I hit sign in Zoom. And my account's still up there, see? So I come back in. Now it says join, see? I'm joining. So open Zoom meeting. And I'm coming back in. And the reason I was able to come back in because I'm the owner of the account, and it made me host again. So here I am back. All right. And let's say I can make somebody else the host. Let's say I make Greg B the host. Just some things you can do. So Greg B is the host. All right. And Greg B. And I decide, and Greg B decides to leave the meeting. So he ends and he leaves meeting. And so he's going to make me the host again. And he's going to assign and leave. See? So that now I'm here. So those are just some of the things that that can happen. I'm going to do a quick part two, and show some more on screen sharing. I hope this has been helpful. As I end the meeting for all.